All right, another exciting episode of the AMATYMA series in partnership with Bogart Radio, where we really have conversations with all sorts of men, married, single, divorced, widowed. It really doesn't matter. It's unscripted, unplanned conversations, and I'm excited to speak to Opasa Khoza, who is a mentor to me, who is someone that I've grown up respecting. Who is a public figure, a community builder. I mean, the titles are long and many. All right, Bob. Welcome to the AMATYMA series.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. So for those who don't know who you are,
yes.
Upasa Khoza.
Upasa Khoza umfundisi. I served at RINGA for 22 years full time. Then I helped RINGA. I was the first black pastor there.
Oh, really?
We dealt with political issues. It was tough.
Yeah.
Then I was into I was a board member.
Right.
I did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But in 2009, I went to start my own ministry, which we call the Khoza Ministry.
The Khoza Ministry.
That was going to go around. Part of what I learned while I was at RINGA was to try and deal with Christianity and culture.
Christianity and culture. Okay.
Yeah, because there was a clash there.
Between
I could see as black people were assimilating.
Right.
And starting to lose our cultural practice.
Yeah.
So I started having those big events at RINGA.
Right.
And when I left, I wanted to go around the country.
Right.
And
to promote.
share my testimony.
Right.
Yes.
So before you became a pastor, where did you grow up? Ukhulele kuphi as a young man? Do you have siblings as well?
Yeah, my father had 2 wives.
Okay.
Umama mi bekumama omncane.
Okay.
Umamkhulu beyangathola abantwana for 20 years. That's why he married. Yeah, okay. I don't think he was a womanizer. But
okay. There was obviously a conversation that was had. Yeah.
So when we were growing up, iforum house beyincane.
Yeah.
So the blackjacks who was police then used to come and bekapatala ichocho.
Okay.
So he had to go, was tata sasabancane sayokhulele eKomatipoort, Steenbok.
Okay.
That's where I had 2 places.
Sure.
So I came back to go to high school.
Right.
Then Sasesisha 76.
Sure.
Then I left school there.
Right. How was the relationship with your father?
Not close, he was there, but
not close.
It was this thing with Ubaba.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also were afraid of him. Why?
Did he instill fear in you guys, or was it his parenting style? He was strict.
He was strict, and Velama time and didn't want to be.
Yeah,
you couldn't be a friend to him.
Yeah. Why do you think it is that that generation of men were so hard and strict on us? I mean, I'm in Khuliso timer that was strict, and I look at him now. He's 73, and he's a softie now. And I'm looking at this man. I'm like, dude, you used to be such a strict man, even as a sekas. You don't talk to a man. What do you think was causing this in most of these men at the time?
I think colonization, apartheid has brutalized us.
Sure.
All these things of you don't have money.
Yeah.
I think it did something in men. So Baba, they were on the fighting mode.
Right.
They also had to deal with the fact that they couldn't take care of their family. So Maba Figeka, at work, maybe you are a waiter, you are a cleaner.
He's been called a boy. He's been called a boy by a younger white boy.
Yeah, he
has to assume the role of being a man.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes they were humiliated by their employees.
Sure.
Boy. So I think they didn't have the outlet or psychological help. Yes.
Sure.
So I think that you
must be strict and show firmness in a hard way. Do you think that was the right way to do things, though? In retrospect, when you reflect on how you were raised, do you think they could have been a little bit more lenient in their parenting style?
I think the situation demanded it. It's a sin.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you live in a place where there are gangsters, there's a chance now you might
fall into the trap.
Yeah. But it wasn't a good thing.
No, it couldn't have been, because if I think back at how beshawa ngakhona Tina, you even got so immune to the pain. So try to shower. And I don't think that's how
Though
we
yona
want.
ngathi induku beyisebenza ngoba
Hey, mara beyisebenza, ne?
yeah, today not beating our kids,
Yeah.
not in a bad way.
Yeah,
It's making us, we don't know how to treat them.
Yeah. Sisiyabasaba futhi.
Sesiyabasaba.
In
Ngoba
fact,
they
we are
end up
raising kids that we are afraid of.
Yes, and they're abusing the constitution with they've got
With their rights.
So what they do, it creates ukuthi ubaba angasazi how far you go.
Sure.
If you look at our white counterparts,
Yeah.
they still discipline their kids.
They do.
Mabathi umntwana is grounded,
They are
uzohlala
grounded.
ekamereni.
Yeah.
So Tina, when you follow that, iyakuhlula. After
Yeah.
2 minutes uyamlanda umntana.
You can't even manage
Yeah, you
it
must
anymore.
use the African way
Yeah.
of discipline,
I hear
which
you.
we must create.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And do you have any sons?
I've got one son.
Got one son and
I've
girls.
got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And I've got 6 grandchildren.
6 grandchildren. What type of father are you? We Tamiljan. Plus your smile.
According to me, I think ngitameli grand.
Very grand.
Ngoba thina sikhule sazi ukuthi if you are a man ushadile, you
Yeah.
take care of the family.
Sure, you must provide.
Yeah, I've never demanded anything from my wife.
Sure.
Even when she works.
Yeah.
I made sure with things like your bond and
everything
buying
is
food
sorted.
is my job. So
Right.
it makes it easy for me. Ngoba uma imali khona, that's it.
Sure.
So I didn't have those things ukuthi my wife nastale phansi senze budget.
Yeah, it's just
So her
natural.
money, so
you
her
assume the
money,
position.
she
Will look
bought, she
after-
bought my curtains, nepunu,
Yeah.
yeah. So when it came to children, I think I wasn't there for them.
Right. Why?
Because-
You're busy?
Yeah, ministry.
Ministry. Okay.
Yeah, ministry. No good. We didn't even know what to
What
say
to do?
to our children.
You had no point of reference. You had no.
No, I had no
You had no
point
benchmark
No.
or foot or what do they call this? A template to
Not
work
template.
from.
The only thing we did was to encourage our kids to go
To school. Yeah.
Ukuthi bangafani nathi.
Right.
But
Right.
that also got us into trouble. Ngoba when we took them to Model C,
Yeah.
they
They
began
had
to think
opinions.
they are better than us.
Yeah.
No, they
Better.
Yeah,
They're more
So
educated.
that can create
Conflict.
Yeah.
And what would you like to say to young parents out there that are struggling to raise their kids, especially the boy child? What kind of message would you send to them? Because we are raising these kids under completely different environments right now. There's technology, there's innovation. A lot has changed since then. So what do you say to a young parent, whether it's a single parent or they're still together, but they're struggling to raise this young boy because he's just...
Yeah. I think what we should do, your program and many others like yours
Yeah.
are doing a good job to intervene.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed, but if you look at the Jews,
Yeah.
kunalento le abantwana 13 and 14
Yeah.
ba release.
Right. What does that mean? What is that all about?
That means ukuthi from age 0 to 6
Yeah.
to 12, they indoctrinate them with their culture and their religion
Right.
and politics.
So they understand where they're from
Yes.
and where they're
By the time
going.
They are 12, even if ubaba ngashona,
They'll know what to
and
do.
that, which we don't have.
We don't have that.
So those structures were destroyed by apartheid.
Sure.
Then they were anti-cultural.
Right.
So I think to help a black man and a girl, we need to have those structures
I
coming
hear
back.
you. I hear you.
Yeah, in a form of a rite of passage.
I hear you.
Because good rite of passage, we can tell boys ukuthi once you are 13, 14,
is- yeah.
nentombazane may change body.
Yes,
If you,
this is what happens.
Yeah. So Tina, we wait until I'm pregnant.
And then it's too late.
So late.
So now you are reactive, not proactive.
So
Yeah.
So you,
And the conversation obviously will be completely different.
Yeah, you're no longer dealing with
You're
somebody
not
who's
preventing
still a
anymore.
virgin, no.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Is that why you think we've got such a high rate of pregnancies? Because we don't have those conversations with our kids at a young age?
I think our government, it has let us down.
Right.
Over some of our cultural basic values,
Yeah.
they should be taught at school, like
Correct.
ubuntu and respect.
Correct.
Ngoba other countries, they've taken their culture and put it in
the schooling
educational,
system, yeah.
which we don't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
at the moment, even though we say we're free politically,
Yeah.
but we're still
We're
Western.
still Western in
our
many
thinking,
ways.
In many ways.
Yeah. What's your take on gender-based violence? Especially because the biggest perpetrators are men. They say every 63 seconds a woman and a child are a victim of gender-based violence. And the biggest perpetrators are men.
Yeah, like I said, apartheid
Yeah.
has brutalized us.
Yeah.
And then we also lost ukuthi indoda yini.
Right.
Ngoba when ufika endodeni uthi wena nomfazi niyalingana.
Right.
You are creating a problem. Ngoba even in our culture silingana.
Sure.
Not in an abusive way.
Right.
But
right.
indoda yazi ukuthi indoda uyubaba ola ekhaya.
Right.
If things go wrong siya kuwe. Manje mawusothi no bayalingana nomfazi.
Sure.
Then indoda isina power.
Yeah.
The church also added that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So amadoda, they don't know when are they becoming men. Are you a man mawunemali
or you a man mawunomsebenzi?
That's the point.
Sure.
So those are things that needs to be fixed.
Correct. And spoken about openly.
Yeah. But if you look at other cultures, whether in Middle East, indoda is in charge.
Yeah. He's the driver of the ship.
He's the driver of the ship. And it is known, it is inculcated.
Sure.
Abuse ngeke si eliminate ngoba as umfundisi kune sin problem which has nothing to do with political systems. Umuntu nje self is in conflict with himself. Yeah.
You were raised in a polygamist family?
Yes.
What's your take on polygamy as someone who's a man of the cloth? What's your take on polygamy?
Well, njengoba ngithi I'm pursuing indaba zeculture, kunezinye izinto which has nothing to do with us.
Right.
In the church. It's a pity now ukuthi in South Africa, people want the pastors to solve problems. These are family issues.
Aha.
Yeah. I think those who are inclined to marry STEM, they must talk to their wives and the extended family.
Then
No, mina
who are we to prescribe how people should live?
No, yes. So Moses, I wouldn't chase you.
Okay, so you wouldn't chase people away because they're in a polygamist situation.
Today, a lot of people are beneficiaries of my teaching. So where do you draw the line?
Where would you be if it wasn't for that?
Yeah, God. I don't think God is not. Who is interested in this whole thing. He knows we are sinful people.
Correct.
You've got Abu Moses, Paul,
but they were still forgiven.
But God forgave them. So I think it's I wouldn't encourage a man with humble shut his tail.
Sure.
Yes. But there are reasons why people shut his tail.
Yeah, people have got their own different reasons.
Yes.
As a parting shot, Pastor.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that you would like to say to your dad, your late father, that you never had an opportunity to say to him, what would that be?
Actually, I'm writing a book now. My father, I call it My Father's Wisdom.
My Father's Wisdom.
Because the things that Baba was self-employed. But we didn't take on that business.
Okay.
It's only when I left Rema, when I was not getting a salary, that he told us something with you, but reaching a mile back.
Right.
Never reaching a
Right.
He never had time to expound. But in the Bible, you must go for wisdom.
Right.
And understanding.
Sure.
So if this book I'm writing to
in his honor,
to say, Baba, what you said to us while we were young.
Now it's making sense.
Yes. I was able to buy land, 2 hectare plot, which I was able to put a church and make money. And now we're developing there.
Sure.
So if I didn't have that,
you wouldn't be able to make the decisions that you have.
I would continue blaming white people and apartheid.
Sure.
So I will thank my father for that.
Wow. Pastor Tik, thank you for coming through to the AMATYMA series.
Yes.
You are definitely going to come back for more conversations. Like I said, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to unpack. But for me, just to have you sitting next to me is such an honor and a privilege. All the
best with
you,
your father figure.
Thank you.